Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more SHD. Today I have a few of my top 5 League One unpopular opinions. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 30 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 200 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Do you agree or disagree with my opinions? Now, they are unpopular opinions for a reason. I'm not saying that this is an unpopular opinions video and I'm going to tell you Birmingham City are probably going to get promoted this season, because that's not an unpopular opinion. I genuinely believe that every one of these opinions that I have gone with here, there is an argument that they could definitely be disagreed with, and a lot of people will probably disagree with them, and that is why they're unpopular and they're my only opinion. So don't like or dislike the video based on my opinion, because that's not what that's for. That's about whether you actually like the video quality and all that sort of stuff. Get your thoughts in though in the comments if you agree or disagree. Let's waste no further time and get straight into it. Opinion number 1 then is that I believe that Scott Lindsay is pound for pound the best manager in League One. Now, there's a lot of obviously very talented managers in England's 3rd division, but I think based on the team that he's got and the output that he's going to get from this Crawley team this season, he is pound for pound the best manager. You look at last season and on paper Crawley had no superstars in that side, but Scott Lindsay's tactics, Scott Lindsay's system and Scott Lindsay's man management transformed them players, the likes of Claudio Lolos, who's moved on to Bolton Wanderers, Danilo Orsi, who's moved on to Burton Albion, and so many other players. Will Wright was brilliant for them at last campaign. Nick Tsurualua, Kellen Gordon, the wingbacks made the move back down into League 2 with Notts County, but last season at Crawley were excellent. They managed to scrape into the playoffs on the final day of the season. They won the playoffs, they battered Keillor-Dunn in the semi-final, beat Crewe Alexandra comfortably in the final as well. Since Scott Lindsay has been in charge of Crawley, he's had a 44.4% win rate, which I think is brilliant. Out of the 81 matches he's managed, he's won 36 of them, which I think is amazing. His time at Swindon, he was there for about 6 months, didn't really work out, but since he's gone to Crawley, they were expected to be relegated last season and they got promoted. They're expected to be one of the worst teams League One has ever seen this season. They're 2 from 2 so far out of their games and they sit 3rd in the table. Big credit to Scott Lindsay. I think he's an unbelievable manager, and in my personal opinion, it might be unpopular, but I think pound for pound he's the best in the entire division. Unpopular opinion number 2 is that I believe Lincoln City have the best recruitment in the entire division based on the money they spend on transfers and the money they end up selling for profits and all that sort of stuff. I think they're brilliant at what they do. You look at this transfer window, for example, Rob Street is coming from Cheltenham Town for about £100,000, something like that, and he signed I think a 4-year contract. He's there for the long term. I think he'll turn out to be a very good player. The same can be said about JJ McKeon and Dom Jeffries as well. You know, these are players you'll have to pay small compensation packages for, but I'll be very surprised if they don't double, treble, quadruple their money that they end up going on to move on from. You even look at this transfer window, Lasse Sorensen making the step up to Huddersfield Town. Yes, they're in the same league, but obviously he's going to get a bigger pay packet and all that sort of stuff. I think they got around £450,000 for him, which is an unbelievable sale as well. They did lose the keeper, Lucas Jensen, to Millwall. That was an undisclosed fee. There's no real rumours about that amount, but you expect that would be a pretty significant sum as well. And not even just this season as well. You look back to last campaign as well, where they were bringing in the likes of Lucas Jensen, and it goes to show that just after 1 year at the football club, they've picked up a player on a free transfer after he was released from Burnley's academy, and they've gone to sell him on for who knows how much, probably hundreds of thousands of pounds. Ethan Hamilton came in from Accrington. I think he had a pretty solid season last year. They got Joe Taylor in on loan from Luton Town. In terms of some of their departures, yes, Regan Poole went on a free transfer, but look at where Regan Poole was when they signed him and look at where he was when he moved on from the football club. It's night and day. Anthony Scully is another one who left the football club. I think he went to Wigan at the time and then moved on to Portsmouth. He went for an undisclosed fee, but again, at the time I bet he went for big money. Colin Bramwell moved up to Rotherham United, who were then a championship side, for an undisclosed fee, and the list could go on with the amount of players that they've bought or acquired on free transfers and then sold on for much bigger profit. In my personal opinion, Lincoln City are one of the best in the division at what they do. They sold Teo Eden to Blackburn for over £500,000 as well, and these are all just in the last 4 or 5 seasons. They've got an unbelievable way of recruiting, and yes, there's some good teams who do good jobs at that, the likes of Peterborough United, for example, they're one of the other better examples. I mean, obviously Birmingham have recruited very well, but I think again, if you talk in terms of pound for pound, in terms of how much profit they're going to make, Lincoln City are one of the best at what they do, and for me personally, they have the best recruitment in this division. Up third on today's video, in terms of my League One unpopular opinions, I have Davies Keillor-Dunn. He's one of the best players in the entire division, and I think he's really going to prove it this season. Scored a brilliant goal the other night away at Bolton in the Carabao Cup first round, an unbelievable finish into the back of the net. And while in his 2 league games so far, he is no goals and no assists, look at last season, at 40 starts for him, 22 goals, 10 assists. He averaged a goal every 155 minutes with a 14% goal conversion rate. He created 14 big chances, averaging 2.2 key passes per game. Davies Keillor-Dunn is absolutely mustard, and I'll be very surprised if he doesn't end this season with at least 20 goal contributions. I think he's absolutely excellent. He's only 27 years of age as well, so he's maybe still got another year or two before he really comes into his prime. He can play as a second striker or as an attacking midfielder. I think he's absolutely excellent. Nigel Clough has really transformed Davies Keillor-Dunn, because he was good at Oldham, he was okay at Burton, but since he's made that step to the Stags, he has been brilliant. And yes, he might not start every single game, but when he's on that pitch, 9 times out of 10, he's going to be impactful, he's going to get a goal, he's going to get an assist. I think he's absolutely excellent, and yes, it might be unpopular, but I would probably put Davies Keillor-Dunn as high as top 10 best players in this division. I think he's absolutely excellent. Before we go any further though with today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 30 likes, that'd be massively appreciated, and don't forget as well to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Do you agree or disagree with my opinions? Let's move on to number 4. My next unpopular opinion based on League One this season is that Rotherham United will not be promoted this campaign. I've seen a lot of people predicting them to finish second, normally behind Birmingham. A lot of people backing them to finish in the playoffs. I think I also predicted them to finish in the playoffs, but I don't believe they will be promoted this season. I think there's a fair few teams who are better than them, and last season, let's be honest, they were absolutely woeful. They were useless, so they needed to make all these new signings. And yes, on paper now their squad looks decent, but is the strength in depth really there, especially going forward? I'm not so sure. I do like the lone recruit of Malik Wilkes. The few times he's been in League One, he normally has provided. Obviously they brought in Johnson Clark-Harris, but he's not exactly set the world on fire so far, had a few injury problems. Jordan Hugill, not really a goal scorer. Sam Nombe hasn't scored goals for a number of years now, and I just feel like if Johnson Clark-Harris doesn't start scoring in the next couple of games where he's scoring consistently and a good amount of goals, I really do struggle to see where else their goals are going to come from. They don't really have a goal scoring midfielder. Joe Powell is very good at creating things, but never really scored goals. They're not going to get any from their fullbacks, their wing backs. They might get a couple from set plays, the likes of Sean Raggett. I see him being very similar to Cal Piagiani at Stevenage. Steve Evans is a promotion winning manager. Is he going to get this Rotherham squad over the line this season? I personally don't think so. I think they'll be looking at more next campaign. I know we're only 2 games in. Some people might say I am overreacting a little bit, but you look at the League One table right now, Rotherham are 18th in the table. They've picked up just 1 point from their first 2 games, and let's be honest, their games weren't exactly hard, to be fair. They lost on the opening day against Exeter City, and then they also drew, I think, at home to Bristol Rovers. 2 sides you'd expect to be in and around mid-table, maybe in the bottom half, so concerning signs there for me for Rotherham this season, in my opinion, and I unfortunately think they'll won't get promoted this season. And my final League One unpopular opinion for today's video is that Stockport County's fan base is top 3 in the division. And again, I know that's a massive call. There are some really big football clubs in this league this season, likes of Birmingham, the likes of Huddersfield, even though that pains me to say, Charlton Athletic, Reading, Wigan Athletic, Bolton Wanderers, Peterborough United, Barnsley. There's some massive clubs. I know Barnsley not a massive club, but there is some decent sized clubs for this level. And yes, if you look at the attendance figures so far this season, Edgeley Park, they're smack bang in the middle of the table in 12th, just over 9,500 average so far this season. But again, their capacity is only 10,000. Whether it's home or in particular away, their fans are absolutely excellent. Win, lose or draw, but especially when they're doing well, their fan base is brilliant. And in my personal opinion, they are top 3 in this division. I'm not going to tell you who else I think are up there. You might have to wait for a future video for that. But Stockport County's fans are absolutely excellent, and especially when the big stand behind the goal at Edgeley Park is rocking, it's a real force to be reckoned with. They are some unbelievable fans, and for me personally, they are top 3 in this division. I don't think many people can complain with that. Although it's unpopular, I don't really think that you can disagree. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 30 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We're on the road to 200 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Do you agree or disagree with my unpopular opinions? Like I say, they're unpopular for a reason. You're probably not going to agree, but don't let the like to dislike sort of stuff affect that. You need to get your thoughts in the comments. We'll have a little bit of a debate, and you know, I might even have my mind changed about certain things if you can convince me. So make sure you do get your thoughts in down below. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Peace.